Today we're going to be talking about shotguns. I received so many messages asking about the speed of shotguns. I guess there must be videos out there where different companies are saying they have a shotgun that shoots really fast. Of course, I'm talking about a semi-automatic shotgun. So I looked at some of the videos, and maybe I'm a slow person, but these videos, they definitely looked like fast-shooting semi-autos. Of course, logic is supposed to prevail, so I was thinking, well, why does one need a semi-auto that shoots 7 or 10 rounds in, under a second or whatever it was? Not that it isn't impressive. It is impressive, especially if they don't jam. But I thought, well, maybe I should look at some of my old machines, and I never really thought about shooting that quickly because my ducks are slow. So I thought, well, still, we'll head out and shoot some of these. So you'll see a video. We went up in the mountains and shot a B2000 Browning, great shotgun, Breda. Actually, I have another Breda here in 20 gauge, but the one you'll see in the video is a 12 gauge. And then we shot a Winchester Model 50, which is very similar to this, except this one's in 20 gauge also. So you'll see that, and a couple of others, and they were Winchester 140, it doesn't matter. They were all very fast. I did notice, though, at least as the shooter, that it seemed the Model 50 is exceptionally fast, and I would, I don't have the machines to test those microseconds or whatever, but this is a fast shooting shotgun. This has a floating chamber, in case you haven't seen my video. So it's not gas operated, and this thing is very, very quick. Now, I don't have an extended magazine, so I can't compare to these other shotguns that you'll see. But for those of you that wrote me, I'm not sure it's all that relevant how fast these guns shoot, not from a hunting point of view and not from any other point of view. Most of the time, when you shoot that quickly, and I know this from experience, you miss. It's timed shooting, I think, is the trick. But anyway, you can have differing opinions, and I hope you do. The second part of this video here is I do get a lot of letters from especially young people. How do you know so much about guns? Well, I don't know that much about guns. But I did have a time advantage. Past couple of generations, we did not have the internet. Now I'm going back in time, and I'm not 100 years old, but we had the advantage of time. And of course, the currency of life is not money, it's time. So we were able to do things, hunting, all kinds of activities. We were not in front of screens. That if you think about how much of an advantage we had in a way, or maybe a different kind of advantage, with all due respect to the internet, which this channel is on, so I can't say too much. But that's all it amounts to. We were doing all kinds of things. And actually, shotguns, getting back to the original comment, are the best by far. Shotguns are way too cheap. Now, last time I said you can get shotguns or some firearm for $200. The next thing I heard was they're all $400, $600, $800. That may be true. I'm just saying, to pick up a Model 50 Winchester like this in 20 gauge, I think this is the deluxe model. This is an all steel and walnut gun, no aluminum. It's still shooting perfectly. What a beautiful handling little shotgun. And I don't care that it doesn't have a vent rip or that it doesn't have removable chokes. I can't remember what I paid for this, but I think it was like $300. And then the same thing for this Breda, one of the lightest shotguns I didn't even know they existed. Straight grip, as you can see. Bottom half of this receiver is aluminum. These are all checked before filming, but unbelievable. And this very interesting choke device, which doesn't bother me in the least. And again, we're, minimal amounts of money. Shotguns are too cheap. Now, I don't know, maybe because people are not spending time in the wilderness. And bear in mind, right, in the past, one of the best reasons to get into the wilderness, especially when it's cold and miserable, was to go hunting. Otherwise, you just don't go out. You don't have a reason to go out, and nobody will come with you. But hunting kind of gives you a purpose. Whether or not you get anything is another question, and in many ways immaterial. But yeah, I've been buying shotguns. My good friend, fellow collector, Sean, sent me this Model 10 Remington. I'll show you the, I don't know if we can focus on this. This is before the 870, and I always liked the lifter, that little flap. I think a fellow by the name of Pedersen invented these. Sean sent this to me. I think it's some kind of estate or something, and so it needs some cleanup. But what a slick handling shotgun! It's just marvelous. The safety is inside the trigger guard. Anyway, we'll make another video on this. What else did I want to show you? Oh, these ones. Super X Model 1 Winchester, very fast shooting, steel walnut. You may not have heard about that if you're a younger person. The magnificent Weatherby shotguns. This is the Centurion. This is made in Japan. I think it's by SKB. I mean, you can see it. It's in near new condition. Weatherby decided to, you know, have the forend sort of disguise the gap here. Gas comes out through these two holes. Probably do another video on this one. This one also, it's probably not as fast as these ones that you're seeing. Again, whether that's important, I don't know, but so cheap. And then once in a while, I have great good fortune. Now, this is not a semi-auto, but I thought I'd share it with you anyway. Smith & Wesson Model 3000, brand new in the box. Came with the original Smith & Wesson box. I'll lift it up again. It's always fun getting these because it's like kind of like a time capsule, I guess. And these are in high demand by collectors because I guess it's one of those things. It's very interesting to look at a shotgun that was made, I don't know, maybe 30 years ago, new in the box. I have a Super X that's like this as well. Anyhow, just remarkable buys on the shotgun market, and not just for, you know, guns from the 40s, 50s and on. You can get older ones. I picked up a Mauser 20 gauge bolt action that's as nice as any Mauser rifle I own, and I think I paid under $200. Now, how long these buys last, I don't know. When people write me and they scold me, which they probably should, but because I guess there just aren't that many guns. But for now, shotguns are so undervalued, and I find it hard to believe that even with a very interesting internet, that people are going to like spend their whole lives in a room on a screen. I think that that's you know, with time, people are going to be want to be out in the wilderness, and you don't have to spend $1,500 or $2,000 or $2,500 on a semi-auto shotgun. You can get one of these, and it's going to definitely last as long as the service life of the new shotgun, and this will cost you like a few $100s, which is amazing. Anyway, as usual, I could talk a lot more, but have a look at the used shotguns at your local gun store or wherever online, and you'll be surprised at the prices. The dollar for value ratio is just incredible. I guess you'll see me up in the mountains, and thanks for being here. I forgot to mention that we have a live stream on Saturday on Patreon. If you go to Patreon, you'll find the details. I hope you can join me. We usually talk about different things, and there's a function where you can actually ask questions and things like that. And this time we're covering a bunch of subjects, but I think you'll like it. Anyway, my producer said don't forget to mention this, so here it is, and I hope to connect with you then. Take care. There's a lot of talk about the speed of shotguns, semi-automatic shotguns, that is. I thought I owned a pretty fast one, Model 50, Winchester 2 3/4 inch I seem to always have one of these in my rack for a long time. It's a very unique action. I think we made a video on it before, but lately people are, as I said, thinking about the speed of shotguns. So I thought, well, I'll do some speed testing myself. So like I said, the Winchester Model 50, I won't bother putting up targets. And as a footnote, I'm not sure exactly why speed is all that important. Most of the time, the ducks aren't that fast, but that's all right. So I put in 3 rounds. We'll see what happens, and then you can judge for yourselves. I think that's pretty fast. Anyhow, we'll move on to the next gun. So the next shotgun up for speed testing is actually my favorite of the long recoil shotguns. Might surprise you. I like the Browning Auto 5 and the Remington. I guess it's the Model 11, Savage. They're all good. But something about the Breda, it's so well made. It has that split frame design that ended up on Benelli's, and it's just a wonderful shotgun. I'll fire it 3 times, and again, you can see how fast this thing is. Not much more to say about it, actually. So it's not quite an uninterrupted roar, but that's very, very fast. I'm not even sure how you would time these things. I guess you'd have to have an oscilloscope or something like this. Anyhow, we'll go on to the next shotgun. You know, I have to say, every Browning semi-auto shotgun I've owned has been excellent, starting with the Auto 5. Not in time sequence, but I owned I think it was A500. It was excellent. The B80, I think that's actually an Italian shotgun marketed by Browning, probably a Beretta. Just a great shotgun. And then for a few years, well, there was the double auto and the B2000, which you can recognize by the port in the side of the action. It makes loading a little bit more convenient. At first, people are puzzled by that opening. I never had any problem with debris or anything like that. They discontinued them. Wonderfully made shotgun. This one made in Belgium. This one's a 3-inch Magnum with the shorter barrel, which isn't altogether common. Anyway, I'll show you how to load this. So you just take the round and drop it in, let go, and you kind of have to let go of the round. I actually just jammed it by being too gentle. And then the rest of the rounds you can feed directly into the magazine. That should be it. So we'll see what she does. That one pushed me back. 3-inch Magnum loads. Very fast. The gas operated. Here's another shotgun that's completely overlooked. Winchester Model 140. They had different model designations. All of them were excellent. Actually, I think, pretty sure this was my first type of semi-automatic shotgun. Although I'm never sure. But anyway, it's remarkable. For a while, I was calling it the Ghost Winchester shotgun because people overlook them. They're very inexpensive, and you'll hear people talk about Benelli's and Berettas and even other Browning and Winchester shotguns. But this is really an unsung hero. Superb shotgun, gas operated, still, like I said, very inexpensive. And it's not a slouch in the speed department either. We're continuing to test the speed of shotguns at viewer request. So let's see what this one does. It's just 3 rounds as usual. 2 3/4 inch, like I said, Winchester Model 140 with wind choke. And I guess I've got a cylinder choke in there, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, here we go. Now, you can't argue with that. It's I don't remember it jamming. I was going to say it rarely jams, but that's just my caution. Excellent shotgun. If you can lay into one of these while they're so inexpensive, I think it's a good idea. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. I hope you liked the shooting video. We had a lot of fun making it, and I was surprised again how quickly those semis work. Anyhow, I hope everything's going well with you. We'll see you on the next video. Take care until then. Bye.